Hi guys, how you doing today? Hey, this is something I brought up the other day in my live stream that I do every Wednesday between 8 and 9 p.m. Eastern Standard. Um, and I was just going to leave it in the live stream and not do anything with it. But I decided, it's been a couple of days and I don't get the viewership that I once did, and I thought, you know what, let's make a separate video about this because I think it's kind of important to discuss this. And I thought, you know what, let's let's have a discussion about this. Okay, so yes, I'm not doing a walk and talk. I'm just on my computer here because this is where the information is, and I want to bring it to your attention here. Um, so when you think of government and the head of state, it's supposed to be the most trusted person that you could, like anything that they say is supposed to be true 100% and no, it shouldn't have been questioned, right? A head of state. It's kind of like this, trust in Justin Trudeau or trust in Justin. This is okay, I know we're not going to like this. I know my audience, and that's probably not going to fly very well. Okay. But I tell you, this man spends more time complaining about people's disinformation and such. And I thought, you know what? Let's go to the government of Canada and let's show what government of Canada is telling people to do with disinformation. First off, what is disinformation? Disinformation is false information that is deliberately intended to mislead. It is sometimes called fake news. Misinformation is false information that is shared without intending of misleading. Okay? Any type of false information can cause harm. If you're unsure whether something you see online is true, check before sharing it. I'm going to definitely do that. Identify disinformation. Disinformation can be hard to spot, but there are some common signs to watch for. Look for content that provokes an emotional response. I want you to keep these in mind as the clip I'm about to show you here. Provokes an emotional response, makes a bold statement on a controversial issue, makes an extraordinary claim, seems too good to be true, contains clickbait, use, uses small pieces of valid information that are exaggerated or distorted. That one's very, very important. Has been shared widely on platforms with a track record. Okay, well, this one's not really relevant, I guess. I'm not sure. I mean, I'm taking this from, I don't know this person interviewing Trudeau. They're supposed to be good friends, and apparently they do this every year. Although on this guy's YouTube, he's only done it twice. This is the second time. Um, all right, Terry Diamont. I guess he worked for Chum News. I don't know whether he's consistent with this information or not. But I'm going to play this clip for you. And bear in mind, provokes an emotional response, makes a bold statement on a controversial issue. Here, just play the tape, Windmoor.
I mean, the convoy, for example, had a huge amount of American money flowing into Canada to encourage that kind of I think part of it was, hey, let's see if we can actually succeed in destabilizing the Canadian liberal country.
Right.
But part of it also was, yeah, no, it'll be good to have a bit of a buffer, so that
All right. I want to back that up and play it one more time here. Let's just make sure I get it right at the right spot here. There we go. He's talking about the American right political system. I mean, I can back it up a little further, but I don't want to make this video too long, so I'm going to play it one more time.
I mean, the convoy, for example, had a huge amount of American money flowing into Canada to encourage that kind of I think part of it was, hey, let's see if we can actually succeed in destabilizing the Canadian liberal country.
So he made a bold statement there on a controversial issue, the money the convoy generated through the Give, Send, Go and GoFundMe. Um, okay, so that's a bold statement. So we check that box. Okay, provokes an emotional response, anti-Americanism. Okay, makes an extraordinary claim. Some people may not say that was an extraordinary claim. I'm going to prove it was. Seems too good to be true. Matter of fact, it's not true. It's actually, you know, well, I guess it's a matter of opinion whether it's true or not. Contains clickbait. This statement comes from um, an article the CBC News put out during the convoy that they have retracted. Okay. Uses a small piece of valid information that are exaggerated or distorted. That's the important one right there. You see, because most funds raised by the Freedom Convoy protests were returned or confiscated. Okay, but let's look at here. It found that 86% of the donations to the main GoFundMe campaign to the convoy originated in Canada, and 11% came from the United States. Of the nearly $10 million US raised through the Give, Send, Go, 47%. And this was already after we were in Ottawa and the government got GoFundMe to shut it down. So the convoy switched over to Give, Send, Go. And within, I do believe it was 3 days, we raised another $10 million. And I say we because I was a trucker that was in Ottawa. Um, of the 10 million US raised through the main Give, Send, Go campaign, after we were already in Ottawa, already protesting our government, been there for, I think it was at least a week. We had already been there of the 3 weeks that we were there. It might have been 2 weeks we were there, and then they shut it down. 47% originated in Canada, and 47% originated in the United States. So it's basically identical numbers. So huge sums of money. So if it's $10 million, 4.7 million came from Canadians, 4.7 million came from the United States. 4.7 million, I guess to some people it would be huge amounts of money. To me, it would be a huge amount of money. 100% that would be huge amounts of money. But to this guy, $4.7 million is nothing. He drops billion-dollar checks every day, basically. So to make that claim uses a small piece of valid information that are exaggerated or distorted, because there was just as much Canadian donation to the trucker convoy. And in the first round of donations, Canadians donated 86% of the money. Okay. The second round, 4.7 or 47%, equal to the amount the Canadians put in. But he never mentions the Canadian donations. He only speaks about the American donations, making claims that it was the right-wing political structure in the U.S. trying to destabilize Canada. We were already there. We were already protesting you and your policies long before this 47% came in. Okay? We weren't going anywhere after GoFundMe shut us down. It didn't matter what the GiveSendGo generated. This was more like an ego boost than it was anything else. All this money was returned. Um, as the article says, most funds raised in the Freedom Convoy protests were returned or confiscated. So the government claimed this money. So shouldn't he be happy he claimed that money? I don't know. But anyway, I just thought I'd reiterate this particular video and show it to the world and show my prime minister uh, deliberately. And oh, by the way, I want to point this out. This was submitted on December 19th. It doesn't show the year, but when I hover over it, you'll notice right in this little section, a little pop-up will come up, and it'll show 2023. This article that I'm referring to was November of 2022. So he, over a year, doesn't know the truth yet? I find that hard to believe, and I find it disingenuous, and I find he is just propagating disinformation. Disinformation is false information that is deliberately intended to mislead. It is sometimes called fake news. This is the Prime Minister of Canada deliberately misleading the public in an interview online on YouTube. Trust in Justin. Welcome to the Fringe.